There's a problem in professional wrestling in that nothing means anything. Watching SummerSlam night one, I found it an infuriating experience because I am a non-wrestling experienced viewer, a fan of 26 years, someone who has watched untold tens upon tens of thousands of hours of footage. However, there is no reason why I should be able to offer insight to what's happening on screen or in that ring, and I think reasonably question what on earth is going on. Cody versus Punk is an absolute symbol of what the issue is. If you're watching a match and it takes 4 finishing moves to even remotely finish your opponent, if you're given 4 GTS finishes where you're propelled up into the air above 6 feet and your chin comes down onto a knee like a sledgehammer falling from a rooftop, and that is not enough to put you away, there comes a point where every match suddenly isn't about drama, it isn't about an emotional combat or conflict. It's about, are you going to kick out? Are you alive or dead? It's been this way for about 10 years when I on and off become a viewer, and sometimes I find it too painful and too moronic, where I'm watching it and I feel insulted as if my intelligence is being diminished, like my brains are oozing out of my ears as I watch. But we have people who are delivering moves that should kill people, and then they carry on. And it just goes on and on and on. So wrestling has become about a cheap moment, almost like a liminal space, if you like, where it can all be boiled down to the microseconds between the 2 count and the 3 count. Professional wrestling has become milliseconds between 2 and 3. The entire match is irrelevant. The combat is irrelevant. There's no struggle. There's no physical reality. There's no suspension of disbelief. It comes down to a microsecond, a nanosecond between the counts 2 and 3, and do they kick out? And if they kick out, everyone goes, oh, they kicked out. I can't believe they kicked out. Do you know what I can't believe? I can't believe that I watched Rocky 3. And let's just rewrite history slightly, okay? So let's see, in the first fight against Clubber Lang, when Rocky loses, spoiler, imagine if Rocky got up, then he was put down again and got up again, and then was put down again and then got up again. There comes a point when it goes from being dramatic and heroic to being daft and unbelievable. Wrestling matches today are no longer drama. They are about trying to fool the audience into believing it's over. What kind of nonsense is this? Where is the correlation between emotional drama and surprise at it being a 2 count? You know, I'd be surprised if it was a 2 count. I'd be surprised if it was a 2 count if a bomb was dropped on my house and then I opened the house like Tom Hanks at the end of Burbs and staggered down my steps. That'd be a surprise. You know what would be a surprise? It'd be a surprise if I was watching a film and someone was being drowned for 3 minutes and then when they came out of the water they were still breathing. That would be a surprise. Do you know what would be a surprise? It'd be a surprise if I was watching Mike Tyson in his prime, and if Mike Tyson put someone on the canvas in round 1, they got up. Then he put them on the canvas in round 2 and they got up, and then 3 and they got up, and then 4 and they got up. Over and over and over. Is your super kick shit, or is your opponent tough? Is your GTS no longer any good because you're old and clinging on and guilty of the very things you criticised others for? Or is it because your opponent's super tough? If I'm Cody Rhodes, in terms of logic, why is this man still committed to these finishing moves? If a diving cutter from 11 feet in the air will always get you a 2 count, maybe don't do it. Because either the move is flawed or you're shit at it. Why are you doing the crossroads? Why does it take 4 of them? Maybe come up with a new finish, because that one don't work, bud. If I was watching Rambo, and Rambo kept carrying around a gun, and whenever he went to use the gun, he kept missing, by the 5th Rambo film, I'd go, don't use that gun, John. But you keep doing the same moves, and it keeps getting a 2 count. And I'm watching it as a 37-year-old man going, why am I watching this? Why am I trying to suspend my disbelief in something that has no respect for the audience? It doesn't come down to, oh, wrestling is fake. Of course it's fake. That's why it's frustrating. If it was real, then it would be in the hands of the gods. But this is curated. There's an absolute moron in the referee's ear who's basically writing the match for them. Have the wrestlers themselves who have planned it. They know how much time, they know the finish, there's those two and the referee and a producer involved, and they still produce content that is so phony that it's embarrassing to watch. Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker are guilty of doing this in their WrestleMania matches where it's just kick out and kick out. Tombstone piledriver, kick out multiple times. It just becomes fake. At SummerSlam, when we saw Brock Lesnar pull back the ring, exposing foam, which offers very little protection, but then makes all the audience go, oh yeah, it is fake. And then do a tombstone piledriver on a man's neck on wood. Then he gets a 2 count and hulks up like the Ultimate Warrior and shakes the ropes. So either your neck is made of titanium, the ring doesn't hurt, or Brock's inept. It has to be one of them, because it can't be that you actually were given an effective tombstone piledriver onto wooden pallets, kicked out at 2 and then shook around the ring like Dusty Rhodes and Sting at Starrcade against the Road Warriors. And I go back to people like the Young Bucks. When I watch the Young Bucks matches, honestly, I tried when they started on AEW and with Dynamite, I tried genuinely actual effort and soul destroying effort to try and watch them and enjoy the company. But the super kicks, their knees are more bent than a Crossroads. There's no impact, no connection. They do 48 and it's always a 2 count. So are you bad or is the move bad? If I'm watching The Sopranos and Tony Soprano is shot in the face and then he no-sells it, I'm disconnected. If I'm watching The Sopranos and within the show itself, within the show's own reality, they advertise a show for the writing of the show. You're insulting your audience. You're demanding so much of them. And then Triple H has the absolute temerity to criticise the audience for not letting him do what he wants well enough and not liking it. What kind of ego-driven lunacy is it to make a show, create a piece of art and a product, claim it's like movies, it's entertainment, it's not sport? Fine, well then deliver it then. You are beholden to the same creative criticisms as any other piece of art or entertainment, and if that's what you want to be, then you need to step up, because the stories you're telling bell to bell are absolutely pathetically weak. I've had enough of it. I can't watch it anymore because it's unbearably bad, and it feels like I'm losing intelligence whilst watching it.